Okay. Welcome to the Design Review Board meeting dated, today, October 6, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. City of Bisbee, 76 Erie Street, Bisbee, Arizona, 85603. This meeting is called to order. I'm going to go through the roll call. Peter Gaffer.
Present.
Stephen Green.
Present.
Lori Gannell.
Present.
Scott Perfect.
Present.
Ben Lepley.
Here.
Doug Taylor.
Here.
I know Frank Davis is out of town and Linda Santianis, myself here. Okay, the staff would like to inform all applicants that all applications of this DRB agenda will require a building permit or a sign permit. That design review board approval does not necessarily reflect the views and policies of the State Historic Preservation Office, which controls decisions impacting tax status of designated contributing historic properties. Please review SHPO's policies. If necessary, contact them directly before making any exterior changes to your property. The intent of the design review board process as applied within the Bisbee Historic District is to A, improve and encourage uses leading to the conservation and or rehabilitation of buildings, structures, sites, objects and spaces within the historic district while allowing for a vibrant, creative, and livable community. B, encourage harmonious growth and orderly development. C, assure that future settings, design and construction will correspond to and enhance the visual characteristics of the district. D, prevent construction, alteration, or remodeling from occurring in a manner that would be detrimental to the historic or visual characteristics of the district. Call to the public. Residents of the city of Bisbee may speak at this time regarding design review board topics that are not on the agenda. Please note that the public may address the board regarding individual items on this agenda following the applicant's initial presentation of their agenda item. Speaking time limits will be observed during the call to the public. The speaking time limit is 3 minutes per person. We'll start with the old business. Agenda item number 1. This item was tabled for 30 days at the August 4th meeting. This item was tabled at the September 22nd special meeting.
Linda?
Yes?
I didn't want to interrupt. I think you've missed the general call to the public.
Oh, sorry. I read it, but I did not open it up.
Yeah,
Is there
I
a
think-
general call to the public? I think we were supposed to hear something from the mayor, or not as a general call.
Okay.
Okay, it's closed. Thank you, Peter. Okay, agenda item number 1. This item was tabled for 30 days at the August 4th meeting. This item was tabled at the September 22nd special meeting. Mr. Tausch was unable to attend. Application 1945 Bisbee Residential Historic District, property located at 239A Brewery Avenue. Applicant is James Tausch. Mr. Tausch contacted the city that he is going to put the Gulch project on the back burner and possibly discard the idea altogether. No motions necessary, just letting the board know the status of Mr. Tausch's application. And it does not look like he is on, so I'll give him a second, and then we'll just move on to agenda item number 2. This item was tabled at the September 22nd special meeting. Ms. Bean Blank and was unable to attend. Application 2168 Bisbee Commercial Historic District located at 29 Main Street. Applicant Rachel Brand, Representative Rachel Brand, and Jennifer Bean Blank. And before I continue, Nina, are they represented today, or should we put them at the end of the meeting?
I would put them at the end. I don't see that they're attending right now, but let's put them at the end.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back to agenda item number 2. Okay, agenda item number 3. This item was tabled for 60 days at the August 4th meeting. Cost information required. Application 2165 Bisbee Residential Historic District located at 7B OK Street. Applicant Kenneth Budge. Trust. Demolition. Mr. Budge has requested to speak regarding this item to the board. No motion necessary. Mr. Budge is letting the board know the status of his application. Mr. Budge?
Thank you. I came before the board with a asking for a demolition permit, and probably before I really knew all the numbers. I just wanted to bring you up to date that I have one bid for 70,000, another one for 80,000 to stabilize the building, which means take everything out, put in a foundation, put a new roof, new doors and windows, and basically get it to the state of doing finish. Then when I asked for finish work, nobody can really bid that because, you know, how fancy your car, what floors you're going to use, what kind of cabinets, all that kind of stuff. But even adding that up, and then I had 2 realtors come through and say, what is a 970 square foot house worth up 50 stairs? And to be honest, it comes in about even. So I can't come before you now and justify that I have to tear it down strictly on cost basis. So I just wanted to bring you up on that, and let you know that I'll do what I can do. And if I can firm it down, you know, in really minute amounts, I will come back before you. But at this time, my justification, which I thought I had, probably due to the whatever things are selling for in Old Bisbee, it's hard to justify. This house will probably could sell for like 180. That's what I'll be into it by the time I pay for what I paid for the house. I do this first remediation and then go ahead and do a finish to sell it. My problem is I don't have that much right now, so I'm going to have to work it into what I can do over a long period of time. So just thought I'd let you know, and I know I paid my money and I've come before you for the tear down, and right now I'm just going to ask that we just put that aside, and maybe I'll come back with something better. So I'm hoping you all can just understand that. Is there any comment or anybody?
I understand.
It's if this was my home and I wanted to rehab it and make it into what I wanted, absolutely, I'd have no problem. But this, I'm not really an investment person. This was more about trying to get a hold of something that's been neglected. Now I have brought in Luke Oldfield. They have patched up the roof to the point that it's not leaking anymore. So no more damage is being done that way. Of course, we're through the rainy season now anyway, but that will be my overall look down the road, is what I can do to, right now it's just status quo and things. I've secured the building, all the doors and windows are secured, it's airing itself out, and I'll move forward where I can and figure out a new plan. So, all right, I thank everybody for the time, and I just wanted to bring you up and let you know this doesn't need to be on the agenda again. If I need something, I'll make another application and bring it before you. So thanks for everybody. Okay,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Budge. Thank you very much.
thanks. All right, have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, on to new business. Agenda item number 4, application 2178 Bisbee Residential Historic District, contributing property number 93, located at 109 OK Street, applicants Robert and Kathleen Harmon. This application is approval for stairs. Original stairs were taken down in order to stucco the retaining wall that was in disrepair. The pre-existing stairs were made of iron and wood. However, they were not stabilized and unsafe, and because of the stucco needing to be done, they authorized the tear down as they needed to be rebuilt as recommended by Old Bisbee Enterprises, Brent Hodges and Robert Chavez. They are merely wanting to rebuild with a much sturdier and weather-resistant stairway. Pursuant to Bisbee Zoning Code Article 3.5.2a, the property owner is required to obtain approval from the DRB prior to the change of any building's exterior feature. Applicant representative will represent or present their application to the board. Go ahead, Mr. Harmon, or if you have a representative. Or Miss Kathleen. Oh, you're on mute. There you go.
There, this is Kathy Harmon and this is Bob Harmon. And first of all, we are so happy to be a part of Bisbee. This is just the beginning. Old Bisbee Enterprises is coming in with Ben Lepley. Next week, come do an architectural rendering, get the house up far. But the stairs, yes, they were so wobbly and so rotted. And we have another pair of stairs and they haven't been able to pass inspection with our insurance, anybody. So we want to move our main entrance, if you can see behind me down there. And we hired a guy from Sierra Vista, Brandon Spidey. And we've been trying, I guess we missed one drawing. We were so confused. But basically they're exactly the same design, except with iron railings and iron bars on both sides. We're 64 years old, and although we love the stair climbing, we kind of need that support. So we only had one railing before, and it was just like wobbly like this. So we're requesting that the board approve. New stairs, all iron, all wrought iron. The steps will be iron with the composite wood. My dog does not like the cattle guards. So it's going to be very simple, and at the top will be a gate for the our property. But they're very basic. I sent pictures of a place up on Pebby, and it's going to look exactly like it did before, just with iron and sturdier stuff. So please. Are there any questions?
Linda, can I ask a quick question? The applicant. Do I understand the handrail is all steel?
Yes, or iron,
okay.
I think. Yeah, yeah.
Because it was 5/8. I was thinking if that was wood, that's pretty wimpy. But
Yeah, it was wimpy. It was very wimpy.
yeah, but it's all steel. Okay.
Yeah, it's as sturdy as you can get.
Okay, no, thanks. That's all.
Any other questions?
I'll recuse myself from this one because I may do work for Kathy at a later date. So I haven't done anything yet.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions, Mr. Perfect?
I'm good. Thank you, Linda.
No?
Does the Stephen Green here,
Oh,
does
yes.
the applicant have any photographs of the staircase that pre-existed?
Yeah, we sent it in. It should be in there.
If you just Google.
No, that's not there.
Okay.
Let's see. I found it earlier today. Let me see if I can find it again. I was prepared for this. Yeah, it's in many different colors. How did I find it? I think I went to Google Earth. No, I didn't. I went to 107. It's right. Where is it?
I don't
Give me
believe we
about
have
2
any
minutes.
photographs of that. I've looked at all the photographs, and are you done, Mr. Green? With your questions, or?
I'm going to show him the picture of the stairs before if I can find them. Oh, Bob, I can't get it. Okay. They were very, I thought I submitted a picture, so just bear with me, please. I'm trying to hurry. I couldn't get a street view on this earlier. Bob. Okay, search 109. Okay. And Google's getting me there. I can't do the street view. How do you do the street view? Gosh, I've had multiple pictures. Oh, let me go to where I originally sent to Joe. And maybe it'll be in there.
Mr. Taylor, do you have any photos of the original conditions?
Not of the original. It was a 4x4 post at the bottom and a 4x4 post, two 4x4 posts at the top. They were wood stairs. They were not in good condition, but they tore them down without approval. I'll wait till it's my turn to talk.
Well, what I was told when I went to go stucco, that Robert Chavez talked to Joe Ward. And Joe said, why do they need to go down the stairs? And he said, they're re-stuccoing that whole 13 by 50 foot wall. And what I was told, whether it's true or not, Joe said, if they're stuccoing that wall, you do whatever you need to do to let that wall get done, even if that means tearing down the stairs. So Joe was aware as far as I know. I mean, I didn't hear it with my ears, but that's what I was told. And I was also told that I think he came up here and looked at them, that they were inadequate and they were very disingenuous. That's how they came down.
So I have some questions on this one. Where the existing railing and stairs were before, is that where the new location of these new stairs is?
Oh,
gonna go?
exactly.
Is
Yeah,
it
exactly.
hugging the wall? I don't see a site plan, so I'm having a hard time visualizing it in plan view. So is that going to be hugging that new retaining wall? Or is
Yes.
it going on the, okay. So I guess
Yes, it will be.
my question is, how far into the street area is it going into, or does it all stay on your property?
It's in the street. It was originally in the street. Continue to, that platforms from the other stairs, the concrete blocks are still there, not cement. The things.
It most definitely won't be,
No, we're not making any changes.
it
except
won't be
for-
larger.
It may be, I think, I don't even know how wide they were, but I think they're gonna be 3 feet wide, and then he's gonna make the throw a little more, because they were very, very short throws. And so he's gonna try and make them a couple inches wider, so they're not quite as dangerous. And the railings were all wood rotted, as well as the top platform. You could take it, shake it, it was so loose.
Okay. So I have another question. When I went out there,
I got it.
it's-
Can you see it?
oh, there you go. That was the existing?
Yep.
Okay, so that answers the other questions I have. Did everybody,
And that's good.
all the board members?
Stephen Green again. The application that I've got in front of me doesn't have any photographs of the original staircase. Did you submit photographs of the original
thought I
staircase
did.
with the application?
I really thought I did. Where is it? Oh, sorry, I missed it. I lost it. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, I thought I submitted it to, I think Joe at first, but then I was directed to Nina and Ashley, and I don't know if it got lost in the thing.
Yeah, I did not receive that picture, so I do apologize. I just received the ones where the wall was, so I do apologize, Ms. Harmon. I didn't realize you did have a picture with it already there.
Do you want me to send it to you right
If you want to just send that to me and I can put it in with your application.
now? Okay. I'll do that.
Do any other board members have any questions?
I'm coming back on that. The dimensional characteristics of the old staircase have not been quantified. And I'm just suggesting that if this is a like-for-like replacement, then that's a lot simpler than if the new staircase is a different slope, riser, or width, or railing height than the existing one. Then it becomes a new staircase and should be, have a proper drawing and a building permit for it. That's different than replacing something that needs repairing. And I think you've got to be clear on this, whether we're actually doing something slightly different than what was there before. And if we are, we need some more precise drawings.
Well, it will be the exact same footprint. It won't exceed out any further, but it will be iron instead of wood. Or metal, whatever you call it. So the difference in material would be the only difference.
And I can make sure that I specify that with Brandon. I can get him on the phone, I think, and we can discuss that. But yeah, we weren't intending on making it any
Can you,
different.
We
Kathy,
can't hear you, Kathy.
What?
we can't hear you.
Really?
I think it's because your face was down. Go ahead
Oh,
now.
okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just said.
No.
We were, no intention on making it anything else than a-
We still can't hear you, Kathy.
I wonder why.
I
There,
think
when you
when
get close, we can hear
closer, you're fine.
Can you hear me now? Basically, we had no intention of doing anything other than making them prettier with the wrought iron. We're gonna do a rust wrought iron, so it doesn't keep anything. Exactly, he's gonna use the same base that's on there. So I don't think there's gonna be any difference. I will verify that with him. But the only thing different is gonna be the landing at the top. We're putting a gate on it and just, a wrought iron gate on it because we don't want people just walking on our property. So there was a gate on it. It's actually sitting in my yard, but it was very weird. So
I have another question. When you're facing the property on the right-hand side, there's a stairwell that goes up and then it turns and then goes up again.
Yes.
Is that part of your home?
it is, but it needs to be torn out and redone. It's got, here, I'll show you some pictures right now.
And I'm really having a hard time hearing.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you.
It is, let me adjust my volume, maybe. I can talk louder. But that's how you work volume on this.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
A little bit better.
I've got it all the way up. I wonder what happened. Hold on. Let me send this to Nina. Let me send this to, well, I'll just go that for a second here. Photos.
The existing concrete staircase is, my neighbor uses it too. And so it's a shared staircase.
Here's another picture of what they looked like recently. The other was a very old one when they were blue. This is them before they were torn down. Okay, now as far as steps go.
When you're not using the microphone, it's very hard to hear you. I'm sorry.
I don't know where it's at. All right, this is the top step. The very top one going into the house is about 18 inches high, and there's two pipes that run right there. So it's literally like maybe 9 inches wide. And when you step out the front door, you drop down 18 inches. And it's very gorgeous. There are no railings. It's awful. And then as you go down, no, Lord. Now we're eliminating that front door.
I think the audio, I'm sorry, but the audio is so bad. I mean, is everybody else having a problem?
Yes.
Can't hear anything, yeah.
Sometimes when you turn off the picture, the audio gets bigger, like turn your camera off. We might be able to hear you better. I don't know what it is, but you were fine at first.
It sounds like actually a noise canceling software is trying to get rid of an echo and it's taking out the whole thing. So it might actually be that our speaker is
Okay.
too close to
Okay,
the
how does
mic.
this sound? Do I sound better?
so
A little
far,
bit better.
A little bit better. Okay. The other thing is the stairs are rotting underneath. I hate this. Hold on.
The concrete ones?
Yes, I'm going to show you a picture in a minute if I can find it.
I knew one of them was a long step down.
Well, that's the very top one. When you go into the house, my dog has to take a giant leap to get up it, but
Right there's definitely no transition there.
no, and there's no railing. So, okay, this is, and they're totally uneven, but I get that's Bisbee, but this is where the stairs are rotting.
So
Oh,
turn
here,
the
let me-
camera back on.
Yeah, you got, I just realized that. Yeah, I mean, they're,
One of the risers.
yeah, they're. And so what we're planning on doing is this room that this front door goes to, it's an afterthought. It's done, the door doesn't seal it. doesn't-
Try turning the camera off again.
The door doesn't lock, it doesn't, we have to use a hook and eye. It's an afterthought in the 60s or 70s when Tyler comes in. We're going to remove that, but therefore those stairs will have no purpose anymore. We're putting in a deck wrap around. Front door will be what you see behind me.
Okay, I got that. So, Mr. Perfect?
I just have a quick question. Are we discussing the stairways that goes to the door in the house?
No, that's what we're going to eliminate at some point. Probably at the next board meeting, we'll be talking about that. No, we're replacing the stairs that were there out in the front of the stucco wall. Our property goes all the way back over there, and I don't know if you can see those things, but that's where my stairway came up.
And that was, I was just trying to figure out if those stairs were yours as well or not. So that's the only reason I brought that up. So
Well, it's
abandoning one, well, they've abandoned one already, but the next one will be abandoned eventually. And then they're gonna
Yes.
build a new one. And that's what
Yes.
they're looking at right now.
And we had an architect do our property line and surveyor. I'm sorry. And all those stairs are on our property. Our neighbor's very upset. We told him we're gonna quick feed back to him because that's what the original survey said. So,
I think I'm gonna stop you only because we really can't hear you, and I'm gonna move on to, if no board member has any other questions, I can go ahead and read the recommendation from the office, from Doug Taylor's office, or Doug Taylor's recommendation. Is that all right with
Please.
everybody?
Can you
Please.
hear me?
Okay, so the staff report regarding October 6th meeting agenda item 4, the applicant is seeking DRB approval for stairs of properties identified as APN 103-62-385. The location of the stairs on OK Street is prominent and is the only built structure on a blank wall. According to the illustration provided, they do meet building code requirements, not necessarily the purview of the design review board. The recommendation. This office spoke with the contractor designer requesting a detailed drawing showing how the stairs will fit the context of the Bisbee Historic District. Until the office receives it, cannot give an opinion in favor of this application. And then I see, Doug, I'll let you talk, but I see that there are 2 other documents that were attached to this. And I don't really see that we know what it's going to look like or the dimensions on it.
You're correct. You are correct. I tried to work with them and their contractor to get something done. I asked them to call me and that didn't happen. But the drawings that you have one that's a shop drawing, which gives you the proper rise and run and distance and all that. You have another drawing. I don't know what it is. It looks like it's on a torn piece of paper.
I didn't know what else to do. I'm sorry.
Well, and I will qualify that I believe that they don't know what we want. I'm trying to be as generous as possible with that terminology. I don't know I don't understand why we went awry. They did send me yesterday, and you have a little note to that effect, I think, in your packet. They did send me yesterday and 3 photos, and I think you have those, of a green stair on Brewery Avenue that they wanted to duplicate.
It's on Tempe.
It's on what?
Tempe.
Oh,
On Tempe.
okay. It looked like it was.
We had to hike up past all the drilling that they're doing.
I don't have those. Does anybody else have those?
I don't.
I think they were sent out today.
No, they sent it yesterday.
Okay. But
Yeah.
the problem is that I never got a drawing showing what the stairs would look like. The replacement is not identical because there were wood stairs there. It looked like they were non-conforming in their rise and run, which isn't the purview of there's the green stairs she had. The rise and run is of it was out of code. It doesn't matter to the design review board. The look of them, I have no idea what they are. That isn't what I was sent as a drawing. So if that is the drawing, I asked them to prepare a drawing that matched that. I was,
Well, it's not gonna match that exactly. It's basically just gonna come straight down. And then at the top, like previous stairs, there will be a landing
can't
like
hear
that.
what she's saying.
You can't hear what-
That.
Can't hear.
Previous stairs have a landing at the top. Just like this one.
I think what I'd like to do at this time, oh, Mr. Gaffer, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, in the interest of moving this along, and I would say, can we table it until the next meeting? Ask the applicants to coordinate with Mr. Taylor and get us some decent drawings, as I'm sympathetic that we don't really have before and after, which is what we should have, and we don't have dimension drawings. We could be talking about this all night, plus we have this issue with the audio. So can I make a motion to just table this till the next meeting? Would that be okay?
You may.
Okay, in which case I will make a motion to table agenda item number 4, application 21-78.
Well, let me ask you a question, since we're
Yes.
gonna table it. We've realized that there is street property beyond that stairwell. And now that we're not gonna get this done, what if we come up with new drawings for it to go the other direction and hence fewer stairs? Same stairway, just the other way.
I believe you
I would
could.
say coordinate with Mr. Taylor.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
we can't give you a blank statement, a yes or no, based on having nothing in front of us.
I understand that, but
Yeah, we're.
now that I'm back to scratch.
Well, I think you're free to do that if that's what you choose to do. But
Well,
there's
who do
no
I talk
guarantee
to
we'll
to
say
make
yes or no.
sure that that's on street property? Because I will tell you, it gives, right now, we're under that 21 feet. If we put the stairs back, if we move them the other way, then you have that, we park a car right there now, which is what, 4 feet, 4.5 feet wide. So it would be more space, but who do I talk to declare that be street property?
Talk to me.
Surveyor.
Was that Doug?
Talk to me, yes.
Okay, Doug. Is there any point you meet Doug?
Yeah, we can meet you.
Okay, I'm
All
gonna,
right.
I'd like to stop this because we have a motion on the table.
Yes,
Mr.
I'm
Gaffer?
sorry. I apologize.
I'll second it. I'll
All
second the
those in
motion.
favor, say aye.
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 Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you very much for
Okay,
listening.
motion-
We
motion Thank you.
appreciate it. And it was nice to get faces with all of you,
Thank you.
including
Okay.
you, Ben.
We'll move on to agenda item number 5.
Is it okay if we check out?
Yeah, but you'll have to put yourselves on mute or hang up either way. It's fine. There you go. Thanks. Agenda item number 5, application 2180 Bisbee Residential Historic District, contributing property number 663, located at 19 Clausen Avenue. Applicants Doug and Ann Reiniger.
Reiniger.
Reiniger. Okay. Representative Brian Hope, Hope CGI. This application is seeking approval for a 352 square foot addition to rear existing residence. The addition will serve as a master bedroom of the residence. Although the lot is small, the proposed addition does fit within the prescribed setbacks without any call for variance. Pursuant to Bisbee zoning code article 3.5.2a, the property owner is required to obtain approval from the DRB prior to any new construction. The 300-foot notification went out on September 22nd, 2021. There was one public comment and it was in support. So now the application presentation, is Mr. Hope going to present that, or are you going to present that? Mr. Reiniger?
Yeah, I'm Reiniger. Can you hear me? I hope I'm not muted.
Yes,
Oh,
I
good.
can hear you.
All right, and just, can you hear me when I don't have that thing on me? All right, okay.
You're good.
Well, just for clarification, I'm not Ann Reiniger, like the caption, just because my wife's is the only computer here that has the Zoom thing. If Brian is I don't see his picture, but I do see the caption.
I'm here, sir.
Oh, there you go. I would think maybe you could hear from Brian and then you can come back, and I definitely, can answer any questions you may have, elaborate, et cetera, et cetera. But Brian is we worked many, many hours developing this plan. And so if Brian doesn't mind and you don't mind, I would defer to him, and then you can come back to me if that's okay.
That works. Mr. Hope?
Sure. Good evening, everybody. This is Brian Hope speaking. The Reiningers and I have been working on this for quite some time. Their existing home was built circa 1905, 1906, I believe. Anybody who's visited that site, I'm sure will agree that the home is just absolutely beautiful. Their stewardship of this property is a testament to the profound respect they have for Bisbee's architectural heritage. And that's certainly a sentiment that I share. Just a little backstory here. The purpose of this addition is to provide the Reiningers with a dedicated bedroom, which oddly enough is lacking in the existing residence. The Reiningers are practicing attorneys, and their bedroom and their law office is one and the same. I believe that they paid their dues and deserve a bedroom. The project presents all manner of challenges. It's a tiny lot with multiple terraces. Accessibility is incredibly difficult. The existing residence is live. The Reiningers live and work there, so the design we came up with had to have as little structural impact to the existing as possible. And of course, we require that the design is a welcome addition to Bisbee's Old Town architectural fabric. We modeled the addition after the residence in both style and in materials. Tried to keep wherever possible. We tried to keep the same lines, same roofing, siding materials. All trim and other decorative elements will be identical to that which is existing. Window and door styles were taken directly from the existing as well. That said, I did receive Mr. Taylor's observations and recommendations. I reached out to Mr. Taylor regarding the windows on the east side of the proposal, which he had questioned. We had a really good conversation and arrived at a solution that I believe is mutually acceptable. So if you would please refer to the window and door elevations on sheet A-103. Detail 9 shows the triple casement window that I had originally spec'd. And working under Mr. Taylor's guidance, we arrived at what we believe is a better solution. Dimensionally, geometrically, the window will remain the grouping will remain the same, with the exception that center fixed window will have a prairie muntin in it, and the flanking casement windows will now be double hung windows. They may be slightly wider because I'd like to stay within standard sizes wherever possible to try to keep the cost down. All windows will be wood framed with anodized aluminum cladding, with the exception, of course, of the absolutely glorious Edwardian slag glass window, which we would like to install in the rear of this addition. It's a remarkable window, in pristine condition. It's just screaming to be installed. And just as a side note, on my illustrations, I did include the existing residence with the proposed addition because I felt it was important to see the whole project in context of a finished product. So that being said, Mr. Reininger, I'll turn it over to you, and I'll hang tight if there's any questions for me. Doug?
Thanks. There's not much more I could say. I presume that you all read the addendum, the long letter that I wrote that was attached to the application. In that letter, I tried to highlight the specific, all of the details that will completely duplicate the colors, the materials, the style of our current 1905 Craftsman cottage, the house. We take, that's one of the, not just time consuming, but from the beginning, working with Brian, an absolute priority to maintain the integrity, whether I had to go to you guys for approval or not. No offense, but this is when we got this house in 20 years ago, it was a mess. And it was not the color that we have it, which is duplicates the church colors. And we gutted the entire interior and maintained and fixed up the outside, the framing, etc., and the front porch. So we really, it's very important to us, and I know it's very important to you, that this extension, fits in the historical district. So I won't repeat all the little details I did in the letter specifics, but it is, it's a big project, and I know that this is not a sympathy application, because we don't really have a bedroom, but behind me is our bed. That's our bed, and then to one side of me on the dormer on my right is my office, and I'm sitting at the front dormer in Ann's office, and we have a bathroom in the other dormer. So this is one big room, and it's okay. We were okay with it when we were only part-time, half-year residents, but now for the last 3 years, and we'd like to think forever, this is full-time. And because we cannot accommodate friends and family to stay, we don't have any kind of sleeping accommodations for them. It really has been a kind of a burden. And so that's what pushed us to really partake in this big project. And it is a big project. It will take a lot of construction, but one way or the other, for your purposes, we just ask you to approve this. And for those of you who may remember, or even have been on the board, a couple of years ago, Brian designed an extension on our garage, which is right across the street from the house. And for those of you who have seen it, I would like to think that you think that was a very successful, aesthetically, design-wise reflection of our really the importance that we have for the continuing the historical themes. That's it for me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reiniger. At this time, I'm going to open it up for the public comments. Nina, did we have any? Is there anybody who would like to speak? We have 3 minutes per person.
I don't have anybody.
Okay, then I'm just going to declare the public hearing closed. The next thing I'd like to do before I have the board members speak is to go ahead and read the recommendation from Doug Taylor. And let's see, I'm going to skip the first part, but it says proportion, massing, and details are in keeping with other residential buildings in the Bisbee Historic District. The leaded glass windows adds interest and ties in with the ecclesiastic history. Proposed cladding, roofing, and fenestration materials are in keeping with those previously approved in the Bisbee Historic District by the Design Review Board with one exception. Although new window number 9, I think we've already talked about this, but triple casement somewhat matches the front dormer window. Opinion of this office is that the window similar to the triple window on the street side of the existing house would be more in keeping with the historic nature of a contributing building and still provide a large window opening. Mr. Hope has informed this office that he will redesign window number 8 to consist of 2 double hung windows flanking a large multi-light prairie mutton window, a solution with precedent in the original structure, and which I am in favor. Doug, did you want to add to that?
That is a typo. That was supposed to be window number 9 on that.
Okay,
But yes, I'm in favor of it, and I believe the Reinigers have painted the church as a returning things to the community, and historically I think they've done a lot of good work. So that has no bearing on this, but I want to applaud that, and that the design as proposed, I think, is very good.
great. Now I'm going to open it up to the board discussion.
Could I just ask Linda, this is actually a question, I think more for Nina. I think we did see 2 other letters in support of the project. Am I right? And
Yes, they came
I
this
don't need them.
afternoon. Yeah, they came this afternoon.
Yeah, and they're part of the public record, so I don't necessarily want them read out, but they were both very much in support, as was the one that was included in our packet.
Thank you, Mr. Gaffer.
Thank you. That's all. I don't have any comments. I think I applaud the design also. If I were an architect, maybe I could find something, but I'm not. So I'm just an engineer. Yeah. But I think it's terrific.
I have a question that's, and maybe this was explained in the text, but I'm assuming that to get from the house to the bedroom, you go through the dormer?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Like
correct, man.
a little hallway, right, Brian?
Yes, the new structure is higher in elevation than level 2 in the original. So to get there, we're going to open up that dormer, and there will be a stairwell going from the one to the other, creating a bridge of sorts. That will be the final phase of this project. At that point, we're going to cut into the roof of the residence at the dormer and then link the 2 via that method.
And
So
Brian,
are you lifting the dormer higher for head height, or?
Yes, sir. We have to get that 7 foot.
So by doing that, you will not be cutting into that terraced area.
Correct. And I
Top where they have their seating area right now.
correct. I do not want to cut into the terraces. We all know what a nightmare retaining walls can be, and I don't want to touch them. So we're avoiding them. The leading edge of the house, or the addition rather, toward the residence will be supported by concrete pylons cast in place.
Great. I also would like to applaud the Reinigers for their design, or for everything that you're doing. It's beautiful. That Edwardian window is fabulous. I don't know where you got that one from, but that's pretty nice.
I got it right in town from Acacia, from David at Acacia on Main Street. It was
great.
It was a coup. We saw it, and it was like, hey, this is, we know that just the right place for it.
So do we have any other members that have any comments or questions? Would somebody like to make a motion?
I just would like, I'm sorry, I just wanted to make one comment that I'm very pleased to see the completeness of this coming before us as far as one of the addendum items. And I want to applaud the homeowners and Brian Hope on behalf of their working together and putting a complete package together, which really leaves very little to question as far as I can see. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Gaffer, did you want to make the motion?
I'm happy to make a motion to approve agenda item number 5, application 21-80 as presented, but including the modifications to the window as approved by the city planner.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Say nay. Motion passes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and attention. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next on agenda item number 6, approval of the minutes of the September 22nd, 2021 special meeting. Can I get a motion from somebody on that?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll
I'll second that.
Great, motion passes.
Favor? Aye.
Oh, sorry, in favor, aye.
Aye.
Nays? Okay, motion passes now. Thank you, Mr. Capper.
I'm
Okay.
watching you, Linda.
I know you have to keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
Agenda item number 7 is the discussion and possible action regarding the way the Design Review Board will conduct their meetings. And I hear this is Mr. Green. Are you the one who's going to be speaking up
No,
about this?
it will be me. I'm sorry, it will be me.
Okay, Naima, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right, so my thought was I had to do a 300-foot notice for the November meeting. So I had to determine what we were going to do. So I kept it with Zoom. So I spoke with Mr. Taylor today, and we were thinking that we just continue the rest of the year, since it was just 2 more meetings after this one with Zoom. And at the beginning of 2022, January, we'll start in person if everybody is okay with that. But it's totally up to the board. But I do know the November one will have to be Zoom because I had to send a 300-foot notice and I had to give them how the meeting was going to be done.
I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I'm
I'll take-
absolutely fine with it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Peter, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm very, very happy with that plan. If we could just somehow strike out hybrid meetings from now on,
Yes.
that was farcical.
Right, yeah, so no, it'll just be Zoom for the remainder of this year and the beginning of January, as long as nothing else occurs and we don't have an insurgent of cases, that we'll just do in person starting January 2022.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and you can take an action, Linda, if you would like, or we can just, I did put it for action.
Okay, so we basically only have a vote. All,
Do we need a motion?
what we do?
Yes, sir, we
Motion?
do need a motion.
I'll make a motion to, the board agrees to continue Zoom meetings through the end of 2021, after which time we'll reevaluate the situation and hopefully return to in-person meetings.
I'll second that.
All
Aye.
those in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Nays? Motion passes. Do you want me to read the staff comments?
I can just mention them, and I just had something else I wanted to mention on the staff comments too.
Okay,
Mr. Hope let me know that 517A Mayor, he will be ready to present in November. And then if you looked in your packet, the administrative approval for 142 Brewery Avenue for Tamara Thomas. She met with Mr. Taylor and attached is what he administratively approved the design for the pickets on the existing fence. And then my other comment was, Linda, you had brought up at last meeting about the extent of approvals, administrative approvals. And I meant to get back with you, but I was out Monday and Tuesday. I wasn't quite sure what you wanted to do. So I was hoping that maybe we could have a meeting to discuss what you wanted to talk about with the extent of the administrative approvals. That way I could have something put together for the board and not just not knowing what to move forward with, sorry.
Right, no, that's fine. I spoke to Mr. Taylor and I think he's gonna probably make the comment and
Okay.
we don't have to discuss this.
Okay,
May I make a comment on the staff comments?
yes.
Yes,
Thank you. Ms. Williams and Mr. Green and I met last week. Perhaps I think it was last week, yeah. And I think we had a very productive meeting. We're all coming back together with items for your review and nothing to vote on that I can think of right now, but perhaps after discussion. And the administrative approvals, I've written a bit of a change in that so that for your review and approval at some point. And we're also working on materials and some other basic formalities in the judgment of projects. Mr. Green, do you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, that's fine. And I think this will be something that we can discuss at the next meeting.
Right. And Ms. Williams, do you have anything that you'd like to add on that one? And I do have one more item then. Ms. Bein Blanc didn't show for this meeting. The unfortunate thing is that the signs have been installed. I don't think they're bad. I thought they were actually very good. But that was not an approval by me. Certainly, I don't have the approval ability, but it was also not voted on by the board. And so if she doesn't show again, I think the enforcement folks will have to, Joe Ward will have to go over and talk to her about not having the signage until it's voted on.
Correct.
so I just want to make, oh, are you done, Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
I just want to make a comment that I just remembered that when Waft did their, what was it, the ATM and Lovely? There was no representation. We discussed it and we went ahead and passed that one.
That's totally up to you. If you want to do that with that, we can, since we're done with staff comments, we can go back to item number 2 and you can discuss it and make a motion if you would like, but the sign is up.
Okay, Ben, go ahead and.
So we're back to that agenda item. I can.
Yeah,
talk on-
Linda, if you can go back to item number 2 and open that up.
Yes, let's go back to item number 2. Okay, this item was tabled at the September 22nd special meeting. Ms. Bean Blanc and wasn't able to attend. Application 2168, Bisbee Commercial Historic District located at 29 Main Street. Applicant Rachel Brand, Representative Rachel Brand, and Jennifer Bean Blanc. This application is seeking approval of a sign for Jen's Angel. Pursuant to Bisbee Zoning Code Article 7.5, the property owner is requested to obtain approval from the DRB prior to obtaining a sign permit for installation of commercial signage. Application, obviously the applicant is not here, so we will move to public comment, which I don't believe do we have any public comments? No? Then go ahead with the board discussion. Mr. Lepley? Oh, sorry.
I mean, I'd be happy to make a motion to approve. Unless
Well-
anyone else wants to talk.
Is there any other discussion before you make that?
If you want to.
I just wanted to say that I've seen it too, and I agree with Doug, is that it's fine with me the way it is.
And if you make the motion, just put in there retroactive since the sign is already up, please.
I'd like to make a motion to retroactively approve KRB application 2168, sign on 21 Main Street as graphically presented.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Scott, it looked like you were about to say something.
Me?
Yeah,
I
no? Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
So Linda, if we can go back to future agenda items, I just want to make sure it was the checklist and then the administrative approval we were just going to discuss at the next meeting.
Right, and I think Mr. Taylor will talk about that.
Okay.
Right, Mr. Taylor?
Correct. I have some things already. I assume that Mr. Green probably does and Ms. Williams does.
Okay, great.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I need a motion for adjournment, right?
Can I,
Point?
no,
Oh,
can I say something?
yes,
Right to
Mr.
the-
Jasper.
For the future agenda item, I think we should appoint a chair and or a vice chair at such time that we have a full board.
Well, actually, we will have a full board by the November meeting. So there's going to be a new member appointed on the 19th. Her name is Savannah Anderson. Some may know her. So on the November one, I apologize. I had that note down here and I totally skipped over it. That we'll vote for a vice chair and a chair for the next meeting, since there'll be a full
That'd be good.
board.
Thank you.
Thank you. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in
Aye.
favor, say aye.
Right?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, passes. Thank you so much, Nina.